We all die alive. That's what the earth said. Or so the buried man thought as he coughed into consciousness, unable to breathe or move. He was drowning, but in the land, not the sea. His legs and arms, the curled length of his body, were lodged in the ground, and his chest was compressed like a flattened bellows. Frantic, choking on grainy dirt, he tried to stir but could not. Tried to open his eyes, but saw only darkness. He had no idea how he got there, or why. Had no memory of who he was. The crown of his head throbbed with each beat of his struggling heart. His face stung, and his tongue tasted of bloody mud. A pitiful moan caught in his throat, muffled by the heavy shroud of earth that encased him. Otherwise, his world was silent. When he tried to scream, his screams were just ideas of screams. This was neither a nightmare nor some delirious fantasy. He was interred in very real dirt, shot through with ragged shards of rock and severed roots. However long he'd lain there unconscious in this makeshift grave, petrified as some latter-day bog mummy, it was clear he had little or no time left to save himself. His lungs were hungry, and the dank pocket of air that had kept him going was all but spent. Gasping, he found he could bend his wrist and the crabbed fingers of his right hand. He fidgeted them sideways, up and down, frantic against the chafing soil, wincing with keen agony. A surge of adrenaline, blue and silver flashes of light seized him while he heaved with all his strength against the leaden ground, his flesh and nails shredding as he scraped at the weight that held him down. Fist now clenched, he punched upward and out. Clawing at fallen leaves and branches, his hand at last punctured the surface crust like a bloom of Xylaria polymorpha, a fungus known as dead man's fingers. His right arm and shoulder breached next. Then his naked head broke through. He spat and dry heaved, settling his cheek on the forest floor while he drank the open air, panting like a thirsty dog. Nauseated by the sudden late daylight, he began to quake and mutter nonsense. Minutes passed, more minutes. Nobody was around.